Hello everyone, it's Pastor Misty and I am delighted to be bringing you our Welcome Home Procedures. That's right, we are coming back inside the building starting Sunday, June 7th. This here is the document that I'm working from. This is a 3-page document which will be posted and also emailed to you so that you will be able to look this over and make sure that you don't have any questions or concerns that we need to answer before we come back in. The first thing that I want to say, if you are at risk, if you are a senior, if you have an underlying medical condition, if your immune system is compromised, if you have a fever, cough, sore throat, you're not feeling well, you have someone that you know that has had COVID-19 that you've come in contact with, it's going to be very important that for the time being, you worship with us online, as many of you have been doing for the past several weeks. Now our service times are 9 and 11:15 a.m. That has not changed. So starting June 7th, you may join us inside the sanctuary. We're also still going to have a small area set up for drive-in church, or you may worship with us online. Tuesday evenings, we'll again be back in the building at 7 p.m. You may also join us online. Here's going to be one of the tough ones. I know we love to fellowship and we have missed each other so much. But right now we're going to ask that we don't linger in the foyer or the sanctuary, especially on Sundays because we got a lot of work to do once the first service leaves to make sure that we're set and ready to go for our 11:15 service. So I just ask that you please keep your fellowship to a minimum. Certainly we want to wave, we want to say hello, but we don't want to linger too long. Now for the time being, we're not going to have our little kids services. That's ages 0 to 12. Right now, it's going to be best because, it's hard to socially distance little children. They don't really understand the 6 feet, and we get it. So what we are going to do is have 3 overflow rooms set up. So if your child becomes uncomfortable during the service and you feel like you need to go to another area, we're going to have 3 different rooms that we will direct you to that's going to have the live stream going so you won't miss anything. But you will be in a room that is set for you and your family, and you can enjoy the service in there. Now, we are going to have a coloring sheet and crayons that you're able to take home with you for your kids if they need an activity. We are going to also continue with our online lessons that our Next Gen team has been doing. They've been doing a fabulous job ministering to our kids, even if we have to do that digitally right now. For our Youth on the Living Edge, that's ages 13 to 18, they are going to resume their Tuesday night service, but they're going to be meeting in the chapel because that room is a little larger and that will allow for us to properly social distance the seats in there. So that's exciting for them. So arriving at church, what is that going to look like now? It's going to be very important when you come in that you let the parking lot attendants know whether you are going to be attending drive-in church or if you're going to be coming inside, because then they're going to direct you on where you need to park. Now, entering the church, let me first give you a couple disclosures. I've had questions on this. Masks, are they required? No, they are not required. However, if you feel comfortable in one and you would like to wear one, you are absolutely more than welcome to do that. I'm sure you're going to see some of our servant leaders with masks on, some of our staff, and that is totally fine. Now, gloves, on the other hand, we're going to ask that you not do that. The reason being, if you do not know how to properly use gloves, there is a risk of cross-contamination. You will see our servant leaders in them, however, they are properly trained on how to use those so that there's not an issue. When you come to the front of the building, you're going to notice that the doors will be open for you. And then once you come inside the sanctuary, you're going to notice, oh, those doors were open too. You didn't have to touch any doors. We are asking you, before you come inside the sanctuary, to please visit the hand sanitizing stations that are going to be outside of each door and use hand sanitizer before you come in. That's going to be very, very important. The restroom will be available before and after service. Right now, for the time being, the snack bar, the bookstore, and the water fountains, they're going to be closed. We'll keep you posted on that. Now, here's another hard one, but it's very important. We're still a no-touching zone. I know that's hard. We want to hug, we want to give a handshake, we want to hold hands, but right now we're not doing that. A warm smile, and of course what Bishop taught us, is always welcome and appropriate. Now, once you're inside the sanctuary, it is going to look different. I assure you of that, because you're going to notice that we have already socially distanced all the seats. So there's going to be 6 foot in front of you, 6 feet beside you, and 6 feet behind you before there's going to be any chairs. As you come in, please let the servant leaders know how many people are in your party. That way they can direct you to the appropriate seats. Families, of course, may sit together, not a problem at all. Your bulletin and your communion elements, they're already going to be on the seats waiting for you. Of course, the envelopes for giving are inside the bulletin. And we encourage you to give online. You've been doing an incredible job with using the app. So if you want to continue to do that, please feel free. Now, after we receive the Eucharist, communion, we're going to ask that you place the empty vessel right under your seat. After service, our servant leaders will come through and we will properly dispose of all that. You don't need to worry about that. At the end of service, dismissal is going to look a little different because obviously we don't want a bunch of people trying to exit at one time. So the offering and dismissal is kind of going to be a 2-for-1. So we are going to dismiss by rows. When your row is dismissed, if you are using an envelope, we're going to ask you bring that down to the front of the platform where the baskets are, drop that in, and then make your way out of the sanctuary. If you are in either of the overflow sections, we're going to have baskets placed on the black half walls that are there, so you can simply drop it there and then you will be able to exit. The benediction is already going to happen, so you will still go out with Bishop's blessing. Praise the Lord. Now here's some really important stuff. Cleaning procedures. I can assure you we are following all of the recommendations by the CDC, and we are actually going beyond that. Our carpet is going to be cleaned weekly. The chairs are going to be disinfected after each and every service. The restrooms are going to be clean and disinfected as follows. Now this sounds like a lot, but this is how much we love you. The bathrooms are cleaned daily, of course, for our staff that is here. But on Sunday, when you come in before the 9 a.m. service, they will already have been cleaned and disinfected. They will be cleaned once again during the 9 a.m. service. They will be cleaned after the 9 a.m. service. They will be set and ready for the 11:15 a.m. service, clean and disinfected. They will be cleaned and disinfected during the 11:15 a.m. service. And of course, they will be cleaned after. On Tuesday, you will come into a fully disinfected building, and we will once again do that during service and after. All high-touch surfaces, even though we're reducing that as much as we can, will be cleaned every 30 minutes. Here's what I can tell you, family. We are doing the very best that we can. We are following every procedure, and we are going beyond. We love you all. We cannot wait to see you back in the building on June 7th. If you're still going to be online with us, that's okay. If you feel better with drive-in church, that's okay as well. We love all of you all the same. We're just excited about what God is doing in this season at COTLE, using this church and you, our awesome members, to make a difference in this community and because of our online presence, literally around the world. If you have any questions, please let me know. Cannot wait to see you all. You are loved, you are valued, and you are accepted. We love you. It's so hot in here, I just need to... We rolling?